I'm going to show you how to make a video using the Biteable Video Maker. Now the easiest way to make a video with Biteable is to start with a template. You'll see there's a big variety of styles and uses to choose from. Now you might be asking, what is a template? A template is basically a video that we've made for you with a certain style and a certain kind of content that you can edit and change however you like. Now I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to choose a business promo down here and I'm going to choose this video of a chameleon. I'll hit edit video to get started. Once your video opens for editing, you can preview the first scene by clicking this small play button here. And then if you've decided, this isn't the right background for me, then to change your background, it's as simple as clicking on the background. And then over on the right hand side, you hit replace background. And now here you have a big choice. There's around about 800,000 videos to choose from, more than 1 million images, or if you have your own content, then you can also choose to upload using this upload button on the left. I'm going to go with a video. Let's say I wanted to convert this video into something for a building company. So I'll just type in the word builder and then I'll choose this one here. And now that I've replaced my video footage in my scene, I can then watch that by again pressing the play button. Now let's have a look at how you can change the text in your video. I'm going to click on this text box in this scene and I'm going to show you how to change the text. I simply highlight my text. This is currently an advertisement for an accountant. We'll change this to an advertisement for a builder. So if we change this text to looking for a builder you can trust. Now, should we wish to make our text any bigger, then we can just grab the handle on the corner of the text box and we can resize that. We can also grab the text box and move that wherever we please on our canvas. If we want to add more text boxes on the screen at the same time, then we use the plus button here. And then these text boxes can be moved independently of the original text box. They can also be edited independently, but we can, if we choose, we can also grab them as a group and then slide them around on the canvas as a group. To remove a text box, then we just hit the garbage can and then that text box will disappear. Let's move this back down here. One other thing you can also do with your text is you can change the way it animates. So while your text box is selected over here on the right, you can choose a different animation style and then you'll see that animation preview in real time in your canvas. You'll also see up here in the top right hand corner, once we've chosen our text there, you'll also see there's a number of text editing controls. These are all quite standard and I'm sure you'll be familiar with them already. Now, one other way you can control your text is you can change when your text appears on the screen in your video. Down the bottom here, this is our first scene that we're editing at the moment. We can grab our text here, known as a caption in the timeline, and we can move that along so then that will appear at a different moment in our video. We can also grab this handle here and we can make it shorter so that it remains on the screen for a shorter period of time. And then we can, if we choose, we can add another caption that will also appear after this first caption in the video. So then we can hit that and then we can just pop some text in here like "you've found it," and we can pop that text wherever we like on our video, maybe over here. We can center that to the right should we choose. And then now we can preview this scene and then you'll see those two captions appear one after the other. Something else you may wish to do is add a logo or an image to your video. Over the top of your video. So I'm going to go to our second scene here on the right hand side, and this has a caption in it already, but let's say we want to add a logo or an image. We'll start just by removing that caption and then we'll select add caption and choose add logo caption, and then this will give us a text box that we can edit like before, and we can move around and we can resize and we can control. And then it also gives us space to add an image or a logo. You can choose to upload your own image or logo, or you can select one you've already loaded. You can, as with the text, resize that on the canvas. You can move it about. And another option that you also have is that you can edit the way that appears. If you hit adjust logo, then you can change how large it is within the frame. And you can also move it around for fine tuning, and you can choose a different border shape. Should you want to have multiple images or logos on the screen at the same time, then once your logo is selected, hit the plus button and then that will add another logo to the canvas. You can upload or choose an existing one as you did before. That one you can move around and you can also resize as you choose. To remove an additional image or logo, then you use the garbage can as before. Now let's dive into the timeline and have a look how that works. So this video we're editing has two scenes. You can see one scene here on the right hand side in the timeline, and then there's another scene on the left. Up the top here we can see when those scenes appear in our video. These are second markers. Now if we want to make a scene shorter, we can just grab the handle on the right hand side here and slide it, or we can slide it back the other way to make a scene longer. Something else we have control over is when our text appears. So we can grab a caption down here in the timeline and we can move that around to change when that appears in our video. And we can also use the handle on the right to make a caption shorter so that it's on the screen for a shorter period of time. Now, if we want to remove a caption, then we do that simply by clicking the three buttons and then choosing delete caption. What we can also do is add additional captions. So you'll see on the right hand side this small add caption area. If we click on that, then we can choose to add a caption which is just text, or a logo caption which is a caption in combination with a logo or an image. Now something else we might want to do is change the transition that takes place between our scenes. You'll see this small shape down here between the scenes. If we choose that, then a list of transitions appears. I'll choose spin, and then to see what that transition looks like, then we hit the play current scene button on the right hand side here, and then we'll see what that transition looks like. We can choose another transition as well, which is ripple, and then we'll see how that looks in the same way. Now, once you're happy with these scenes and your transition, then you can add additional scenes using this Add Scenes button on the right-hand side. Now, when you choose to add scenes, there's a big range to choose from. You can choose an animation, as you see here. Each one of these folders has a number of animations within it. You can also choose a video or an image. There's around 1 million images to choose from and 800,000 videos. You can use the search bar to find all those. And it's also possible to upload your own content using the upload button, your own image or footage. So for this example, I'm just going to choose an animation. Each one of these folders has a big range of animations within it. I'll just choose this one at random, and then you'll see that appears in my timeline. Now I can slide that around in the timeline just by dragging and dropping. And as I showed you before, I can change the length of that scene, or I can control the captions. If I wish to remove a scene, then I just choose these three dots down the bottom here and then select delete scene. And then that will be removed from my timeline and I can continue editing my video. As you're working on your video, you're going to want to preview it as you go. Now there's two ways to preview your video. You can preview an individual scene. If you select a scene, like this first scene in our video down here in the timeline, and then hit the small play button on the right hand side, then you'll get a preview of just the scene that you've selected there. But if you wish to see more and see your entire video, a preview of your entire video in action, then you hit the play video button on the left hand side, and then this will play not only the first scene, but it'll also play all the other scenes in your video in succession. To stop a preview, then you can also just press the play button a second time. When you're happy with your video, you might also want to change the shape so you can run it on a different social media platform. So this video is in 16:9, which is perfect for YouTube. But if you want to change the shape, then you head up here to video settings, and then you can choose from 16:9, which we've already mentioned, 9:16, which is perfect for stories format or for any sort of vertical video you want to make, 1:1, which is great for the most social media newsfeed placements, and 4:5, which is for mobile first placements on social media. We'll choose 1:1 and then hit save. And then you'll see that that automatically resizes all the content in our video to fit in a 1:1 frame. Now there's different things we can do to tweak our content. We can obviously change the size of our text and move it around to get that in a position that we're really happy with. And with our background, we can also edit our background and move that around. We can change the scale of that. So I'll just scale this up to 130% and you'll see that zooms in my background. And then I can also slide that around on the canvas by grabbing it and dragging it. To see what that looks like, we can use the preview button on the right hand side, and then we can see what our new 1:1 video looks like. You can obviously tweak that until you're happy with it. If you'd like to make a video from scratch instead of using a template, then you can do that by clicking on the Create New Video button in the header. You can see that if you're either looking at the template section or if you're looking at your videos, then you'll see the Create New Video button in the header. We'll press that, and then a dialog box will open where you can give your video a name. We'll call this my first video. And while you're here, you can also choose the shape of your video depending on where you're gonna post your video. I'm gonna go with 16 by 9. I'll hit continue, and then you'll see this opens in the editor section of the Biteable Video Maker. Now this is a little bit different to editing a template. If you open a template, you'll see there's already scenes in your timeline. You'll notice this timeline is empty, so you can choose the scenes you want to add. You can pick from the large animation library, or you can select stock images or video, around 1.8 million assets to choose from, or you can upload your own images or footage if you choose by hitting the upload button. For this example, I'm just going to add some animations, and I'll just open this folder and I'll just choose 3 random animations. You'll see that they appear down here in the timeline, and if you're happy with your choice, then you can proceed to edit those. To start the editing process, you can either click edit on the left, or you can click edit video on the right, or you can just click into a scene down here in the timeline and then it will open for editing. As with a template, you can now add or remove scenes as you choose, and you can also change the background and the text in each of the scenes in your video.